Good morning, all of you. So, students, here we are again for our syllabus. Now, if you remember, in the last video that was based on the syllabus, was we have taken that the methods of the calculating squares. Now, even I have taken the method of calculating square root, but once again I will revise it, and then in the next video we will go for a new lesson, that is cube and cube roots. So here today we are going to see the square root part, method of finding the square root of the given number. There are basically two methods for that. Out of these two methods, the first method is prime factorization method and the second method is division method. So now, first we will go for the prime factorization method. Now, here in the prime factorization method, one limitation is there. We can find perfectly the square root of those numbers which are the perfect squares. Which are the perfect squares. That numbers only we can find out the square root by this method. But the second method, that is the division method, we can find out the square root of any number. The square root obviously will come in the decimals, that is decimal number. So here in the first method, let's take some example. It is very easy, you also know this. Still I will go for one example for you. One more method is there, that is finding the square root through repeated subtraction. Now this is the very basic method to find out the square root by the repeated subtraction method. Now what we have to subtract? So whatever the given number is there, we will continuously subtract. First we will subtract the first odd number. The odd numbers, the series of odd numbers will subtract one by one. Now we know that the odd number series starts from 1, then 3, then 5. The alternate numbers are odd numbers. Or we can say all the even numbers, if we take out from the number system, we get the odd numbers only. So taking or subtracting odd number one by one, and when we'll get at last, the remainder will be 0. How many steps we have done? That much number will be the root of that given number. For example, if I take a number 121, if I take a number 121, this method is, we'll take it later on. This method is continuous subtraction method. Continuous subtraction method. Now the number I am taking is, I have to find the square root of 121. Now we all know the square root of 121 is nothing but 11. Now let's find how we can go for that. So we'll start with 121 minus the first odd number is 1. The result is 120. Then we'll take this 120 minus 3, the second odd number, we'll get 117. Then 117 minus 5, we'll get 112. 112 minus 7, 105. 105 minus 9 is 96. 96 minus 11, we get 85. 85 minus 13, we get 72. 72 minus 15, we get 67. Sorry, 57. 57 minus 17, we get 40. 40 minus 19, we get 21. 21 minus 21 is 0. Now here the remainder we have got 0. How many steps we have done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So 11 steps we have done. These are, if I give the step numbers here, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So obviously under root of 121 is how many steps are there? 11. So it is 11. So this is the subtraction method, or we can say consecutive or continuous subtraction method. But this is quite long method, because if the number, this number is very larger, say 4-digit, 5-digit number, it will take a very long time to get this answer. We have to do many steps. The n number of steps we have to do. That n number of step means n will be the root of that, square root of that number. So this method is useful only for a small numbers under the root side. But if we have the larger numbers, then this method will be a hectic, a long time consuming method. So for that we have the second method, that is, and this method is now outdated, it is not being utilized mostly. The second method, as I have said earlier, it is the finding the prime factors or prime factorization method. The second is prime factorization method. Prime factorization method. Now here again we will see one number. Let's take one number, say 7056. Find the square root of 7056. So square root of 7056 equal to, we have to factor. So for that what we will do is, to our right hand side, we will write the number, given number 7056 and find the prime factors of this number. To find the prime factor, now you know know that 6 is at the ones place means it is even number. All the even numbers are divisible by 2 and 2 is the first prime number. So we will divide it by 2. So after dividing by 2 we get 2 3s are 6, 2 5s are 10, 2 2s are 4 and 2 8s are 16. Again divisible by 2. So 2 1s are 2, 2 7s are 14, 2 6s are 12, 2 4s are 8. Again divisible by 2. 8 2s are 16. Again 8 2s are 16 and 2 2s are 4. Again divide by 2. So it is 4 4 1. Now here ones place is 1, so we cannot divide it by 2. Now is it divisible by 3? That we have to check out. So check out whether it is divisible by 3. What is the divisibility test? The sum of these three numbers should be divisible by 3. So 4 plus 4 8 plus 1 9 means 9 is divisible by 3. So it is divisible by 3. So 3 1s are 3 comes 14, 3 4s are 12 and 3 7s are 21. So 7 plus 1 8, 8 plus 4 12, again divisible by 3. Divide by 3, what we get? 3 4s are 12 and 3 9s are 27. Now obviously we know 49 is the square of 7. So we will divide directly by 7. We will get 7 here. Again divide by 7. We will get 1 here. So here our division ends. Okay. So now we will write this here. It is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 7 into 7. So now we have to take the pairs. These will be the pairs of same number multiplication. So therefore under root of 7 0 5 6 equal to, I will write this in under root. Now when these will come out of under root, from the pair 1 will come out, from this pair 2, from this pair 2, from this pair 3 and from this pair 7. So what we get? 2 2s are 4, 7 these are 21. So 4 into 21 equal to 84. So therefore the square root of 7056 equal to 84. So this is our solution. So this is called the prime factorization method. You have to first find the prime factors this way. Once you find the prime factors, write it in the under root in front of this. Then take out the under root sign by taking one of these pairs and multiply and find out the square root of it. Now this method is useful only for the perfect squares. If it is not a perfect square, if the given number is not a perfect square, then it cannot be found out, because at last you will have some remainder which will not be divisible by any of the prime numbers. Got it clear? Or you will get one prime number alone which you cannot take out of the root side. So that is the reason why this method is having some limitations, because the square root of the non-perfect square cannot be taken out by this method. The second method for here is finding the square root by division method. So this is the final method, that is called division method. Now here two different examples I will take. One, I will take the perfect square number, and second, I will take the non-perfect square. Okay, so I will take 9260. Now we have to find out the square root of this. So by division method, if we go, what we have to do is, we have to make a division table like this. Write this number, but splitting in the two digits. Like 92 I will take first, a bit gap, and then 60. Now what we have to do, we have to deal with these 92. Forget about this 16 first. First two numbers are giving 92. Now which is a perfect square number which is below and nearest to the 92? Obviously 9 square is 81 and 10 square is 100, you know that. So 9 square 81, 81 is less than this and nearest to this also. So we'll take 9 here and 9. 9 nines are 81. Here we will subtract and here we will add a 9 in this group. The same number will add it. So here we will get 1 and here 1. Then we will take this 16 will. Now here we have to add this. While adding, take care that here there should be a place to put one digit. Now this number we have got 1160. Now we have to put such a number here that when we multiply by the same number to this whole 3-digit number, you will get either very close, equal to this, or less than this, very close, less than this. So if I take here 6, here also 6. So what? I will multiply by 6 here. 6 6 are 36. Carry over 3. 8 6 are 48 and 3 51. So 1. Carry over 5 here. 6 1 are 6 and 5 11. So I have got the same number. So I will add 6 and this I will subtract. So in this I will get 0s here, and here addition will give me 2, 9 and 190. Now as we have got here remainder as 0, it means that our division is over. You know that in division when the remainder is 0, the division gets over. Now what is the quotient here? The quotient is 96. See here, if you are wrong somewhere, you will not get this. 96 2s are 192. If it is not this number is not twice of this, means you have made some mistake here. Got it clear? So this is one way that we can check out whether our division is right or wrong. Okay, so 96 is the quotient here. This quotient is nothing but the square root of this number. So directly we can write, therefore under root of 9216 is nothing but 96. So this is the method where we can find out the square root of the perfect square number also. Now I will go for a imperfect square number. The imperfect square number. The second example. Let's take some imperfect square number. Now, say one number I will take 6412. 6412. I have to find the square root of this number. I don't know whether this number, obviously 6400 is the perfect square and very near to that is this number which cannot be a perfect square. So, let's go for this method. By division method only, we will find out. So here 6, 4, 1, 2. Now 64. Is it a perfect square? Yes, it is a perfect square. Of which number it is a perfect square? It is a perfect square of 8. So I will write 8 here. Also I will write 8 here. I will add one 8 in this. 8 8 the 64 will be subtracted. I will get 0 here. Now 8 plus 8 is 16. Now I will get 1, 2 down. Now 16 is greater than this number. We cannot divide this. So what we have to do? We have to take one 0 here, because when we multiply with 0, we will get this, and further 2 zeros will take down and will put a decimal here. Okay, now these can be divisible by 16 or putting one number here. So let's take, say, 7. I will write 7 here, 7 here. So 7 7 का 49, 4 came out. 7 6 का 42 and 4 46. Again 4 came. 7 1 का 7 and 4 11. I will get remainder as here 1. 31. Again 2 zeros I will take here. Here the sum is 4, 7 and 1. Now I will search some number, say 2 here. Again here 2. Then 2 twos are 4, 2 fours are 8, 2 sevens are 14, carry over 1, 2 ones are 2 and 1 3. Now it is going to be larger, so we cannot take 2 years. We have to go for 1. We have to go for 1 year. So 1. Here also 1. Now 1 means 1, 4, 7, 1. Here it will be 9, 5, 3 and 1. Then again 2 zeros I will take. Here the total is 2, 4, 7, 1. Now again I have put some space here so that I can put one number. Now this number is 1,35,900. So approximately 7,500. By how many times it will fetch that number? So I think 7 times. So if I take this, 7 sevens are 49, carry over 4. 7 twos are 14 and 4 18, carry 1. 7 fours are 28 and 1 29, carry over 2. 7 sevens are 49 and 2 51, so 5 here. 7 ones are 7 and 5 12. Yes, we can get this. So now what will be the remainder? Here is 7. So remainder here will be 1, 1, 9, 2, 1. Now see, these numbers should be less than this number. Then it's 4. Now we have got after decimal 3 digits, so enough it is. Now just take the twice of this number. We'll add this first. Here it will be 4, 3, 4, 7, 1. Take the twice of this number. What you get? One mistake I have done here. What is that mistake? When taking 0 here, I should go for first 0 here. So it should be wrong. It is. And see here, these type of numbers we have to be very careful. Okay. So here I will go for first division of 0. So here I will get 16, 0, 0, 1, 2. Then I will put 0, 0 here. Then it will be zeros everywhere, minus, and here also 160 everywhere, and here 12. Now I will take 2 zeros, putting this decimal. Now it will be okay. So 1200 I have got here. So what now? Again 0. So these numbers will be wrong here. to go for one more 0 here. So 0, 0. Again 0, 0, 0, 0 minus 1, 2, 0, 0 and 2 more zeros I will get there. And here 1, 6, 0, 0. Now I can have some number here. And then I will get the right square root. So here 1600 will become 16,000. Here it is 1,20,000. So at least seven. So 7 7 are 49, 0, 7 6 are 42, 4, 7 1 are 7 and 4, 11. So what I get here, remainder as 1, 5, 9, 7. This is the remainder. Now I have gone for the second digit. Now if you want to go for third digit, you can go, otherwise you can stop here also. So we can write the answer as this is nothing but equal to 80.07. So the square root of 6412 comes out to be approximately, it is not exactly equal, but we can say it is approximately equal to 80.07, because this decimal will go on continuously. We will get some number which is recurring afterwards. But we can stop here for our calculation purpose. So this is the division method. So now guys, you have to complete the exercise based on this, that is exercise number 6.3 and 6.4. So your homework for today is exercise 6.3 and 6.4. You have to complete these exercises. Got it clear? And some other homework I will also give. Do not send these homework, that is exercise homework, on my mail ID. The homework which I will be giving on the end tab, that you have to solve and send to me. But also you will solve these two exercises in your classwork book. Thank you for today. Have a good day. Take care of yourself. Take care of Corona. Be safe at home. Don't go outside the home for a longer time. Thank you.